Since 1943, New York City Center has welcomed some of the greatest dancers and choreographers into our studios. Alvin Ailey, George Balanchine, Martha Graham, and Arthur Mitchell all have walked through these doors. Join us for a behind-the-scenes look at the practice and performance of the great dance artists of today. Welcome to New York City Center's Studio 5, in person and on demand.
Good evening, good evening. Good evening. Hello. Welcome to our Studio 5, where we have Tyler, Peck, and Tchaikovsky to explore this evening in truly a rehearsal studio, right? Since Balanchine set foot in this building in the mid to late 40s, this has been a rehearsal studio. For him, for Ailey, for all the great companies that have been coming in and out of these doors since 1943. Before 1943, this was a secret meeting room of the Shriners. You can tell that by what remains of the throne in the wall over there. And like all good secret clubhouses, you have a door that doesn't go to the floor in that corner, and we're not quite sure where it goes. Please don't open that tonight on your way home. I don't want to know. But tonight, we are very excited to have Tyler, Peck, and friends here to talk with us about Tchaikovsky and the movement that they do that it comes from that work. Of course, you know Tyler Peck will be back with us here at City Center and more of her friends, October 16th through the 19th. But tonight, we are very honored to have with us to guide us through Tyler Peck and Tchaikovsky, a woman who truly needs no introduction, especially here in Studio 5, Heather Watts.
Is this it? Are we starting? Charlie? Thank you. Thank you. So, good evening. It's a real pleasure to be here. I've seen a lot of you over the years. We've grown older together here at Studio 5. Stanford, thank you for inviting us. Mia, team, Jack, Henry, all of you, please. Tim. But of course, the star of the night is Miss Tyler Peck. Okay, so, you're going to see some extraordinary dancing. You're going to hear me tell her, please stop, because she has a lot of exciting things coming up, including a season here, October 16th through the 19th. You want to be there. It's going to be wonderful. Tyler's branched out from just being a great dancer into being an incredible choreographer, somebody I really admire the work she makes, and also a curator. And, you know, it's been a joy to watch her grow in the 20-some years since she was Damien's last partner of his career. And we've worked together in Vail, certainly, over the years, and she's watched what we do as elders, and now she's doing it herself, and I'm very proud of you. But the work we're going to do tonight is really rooted in how you pass on dance knowledge. That's what Tyler asked me to do. I met her as a dancer when she was 15, and well, let's get you a mic too. So let's talk a little bit about what that was like. You were a little kid in California, right? Preternaturally good dancer, very young. Little girl. I've seen videos online of her at like 4? Yeah. Like, I don't know, I can't describe it. I said to Damien today, what was she dancing to back then? And he said, I think like 80s jive music. And what? Flash dance, like flash dance. She was 4. I first saw her dance in I saw her dance in the workshop for SAB. She was very little, and she was doing da-da-dun-dun-dun-dun. She's doing a part I danced, of K Mesos in Union Jack, and I saw the dimples and the dancing, and I called a friend and said, who's that? Who is that girl who was doing Kay's part in Union Jack? And he said, my God, you notice everything. I said, well, it's hard to miss. He said, well, she's just a little girl. She's on Broadway. You were in The Music Man. So you came to New York to be in The Music Man, and then you enrolled in SAB, and you started getting taught by Suki Shore. Is that right? Well, that was a blessing, because Suki Shore, a great Balanchine dancer herself, also the greatest Balanchine teacher and mentor and person. Is she here? So we have that lineage that we share. When I got in the company in 1970, I was hired by Mr. Balanchine, and he sent me in a room with Suki and a few other young dancers. He said, I don't have time to teach them. Please catch them up, teach them the ropes. And I was a brat, a total brat. I thought, why aren't I taking class with Mr. Balanchine? Meanwhile, there was Suki was giving us gold. And I've come to really honor and appreciate your work so much, Suki. And it lives on in both of us, in the way you conducted yourself for me and in the way Tyler dances. So I saw you in the company. Damien called me and said, you have to see this. Can you show the step? Opus Jazz. Can you show what the step is? Damien said, you have to come and see this dancer. She's unbelievable. She's wearing, and so I went to the ballet. I snuck in. Back then, they knew who I was. I could go for free. And I came in, and he said, she's the one wearing the orange sweater, and she had a ponytail on, and I couldn't get my eyes off her. And pretty soon, she started dancing with Damien, and I had the great honor of sort of being in the room and getting to help her assume these roles. Tonight's gathering is about Tchaikovsky and Tyler. And it's interesting because, Mr. Balanchine's biases, his musical biases, ran the gamut, but the two main composers that he loved and really mined were Tchaikovsky and Stravinsky. And so there's two direct kind of lines of repertoire in the company. And those of us who are very lucky get to do both. I certainly had my share of the Stravinsky repertoire. But the Tchaikovsky repertoire is very technically challenging. And that was something I got to do a lot of. We had a Tchaikovsky festival in 1981, and he excerpted Dewdrop from the Nutcracker into this festival, and it was done without sets, but I wore the little costume, and it was a very kind of personal moment of growth for me in my career to get to dance that role with that freedom. Almost, every night he kept throwing it on. People would get hurt. Suzanne couldn't do Mozartiana. Let's do Dewdrop. And I really grew in that role in a way and he talked to me every night afterwards, and he wasn't changing it so much as he was playing with it with me. And so when Tyler began to do Dewdrop, the natural thing for me, knowing her and having the grace of working with her, I started to pass on to her what I knew about that repertoire. So the ballets tonight that we're going to do for you are largely representative ballets that were very important in my career and things that I feel that she has carried forward in ways that I couldn't imagine. So it's kind of the whole idea of how things really are passed forward. And the personal aspect of having been alive to work for Mr. Balanchine is something that I can't give Tyler, but I can give her the information. I mean, he used to say to me, well, you don't have to do it tonight, dear, but teach your children. You know, so that's what we've kind of done. So I thought we would start tonight with the Peck, French-born choreographer, his work on those the great trilogy of Tchaikovsky, which is the Nutcracker, Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty. So we're going to start with that. Shall we dance a little? Okay, so we're not doing Balanchine, per se. We're doing Peck. Okay. What are we starting with? Michael Scales, Hannah Kim, they're going to be helping us. What are we starting with, Michael? Oh, we're going to do the Rose Adagio. Well, then we're going to pull in a guy from the audience. Brooks, come on down. Okay, now we only have Roman Mejia. And we have Chugger Chun Wei. And then we've asked we need 4 suitors. The Rose Adagio, 4 suitors. So we have Brooks Landigger, who's from now Miami, SAB, Miami, American Ballet Theater. He's one of us, Vale. He's our friend, and we love him. Look for him at American Ballet Theater. And we have a former suitor of Tyler's. So here we go. All right, guys. Beautiful. That was lucky. That was very lucky. Yeah. Thank you, Brooks. And thank you, Damien. But Brooks was just innocently sitting here, so we enlisted him. And those of you that come to Vail know that's like how we roll. Beautiful, Tyler. So it's just interesting. While we were going through these ballets today, we started to think, all of us, about the connections, the palette of vocabulary that Mr. Balanchine choreographed with to Tchaikovsky. And we started laughing because, you know, if we talked about it in a negative way, we would say he's just using the same steps, but it's not that. It's this very creative kind of sisterhood of ballets. Okay, what's next? Nutcracker. We're going to look at the end of the Nutcracker pas de deux with Roman Mejia. That was beautiful. Yes, Roman. Good. So, come back for a minute. Show the promenade and attitude from the Rose Adagio. So this is pas de pas, choreography from 1890 or so. Okay, and she lets go and she tries to balance. Show the end, show the last promenade. Drop your leg, honey, because you have a lot of dancing. Don't hold it high. So now see that Balanchine, this is Balanchine's Nutcracker pas de deux. And the music is the same thing, like a circus. Beautiful, beautiful Tchaikovsky music, but it's got the atmosphere of can she do it, will she stay, da, 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 like a drum beat, and then she lets go. Okay, so they're related, they're sister ballets, and Tyler shows us that in her, like, immaculate, but imaginative, and musical way. You two are both incredibly musical. Can you talk a little bit about the pressure of that? Can you talk about what it means to read and hear and be told all the time, you're so musical? What does it do? Is it a pressure?
I don't think so. It's hard to explain. I think
Okay.
which is what I find challenging. Like when people say, how do you do it? And it's like, I'm not trying to be. It's just something that I hear and feel like deep within. And that's something that my mom noticed like when I was 4 years old. Like I could remember a 3-minute dance because I just was so in tune, I think, with the music. So I read it, but it just seems like that's just the way I dance. It's not something I'm like really trying to do.
Right, and Roman, yourself with your musicality, similar?
I would say it's very similar to, I mean, maybe we hear music in different ways at times, but it's very, I mean, I feel it within. It's not like I'm trying to go out of my way and be on the music. It just happens.
I mean, I noticed with the two of you this summer in Vail in duo, I noticed like a light bulb goes on, like there's an inner joy when you start like doing very intricate steps. Both of you got like lit from within, like carried away, you know, and I have a lot of respect for music and musicality, but the kind of musicality certainly that you and Damien and you and Roman and dancers, it feels to me like the best thing I can do for you guys is make you play with it, not make it a mantle, right? Make it light. I try always to keep it light, keep it on the light side, because otherwise it can become very like, you know, Mickey Mousing. You can be like typing it out, like, you know, because you're so adept, you know. And I couldn't dance that well that I could type it, you know. I was like chasing it a little bit. Anyway, that's interesting to me. Okay, we're going to do Swan Lake now. Thank you, Roman. We're going to look at a moment from Swan Lake. Where is our chugger? Which is what I call Chun Wei. beautiful. Thank you, Michael. Beautiful, Tyler. That's a lot. That was beautiful. That was beautiful. One of the things we talked about, we've talked about when Tyler was facing Swan Lake for the first time, was about how, how sometimes, can you show that moment? It's the first time anybody has ever stood, where you take her around and she's stood in fifth on 2 points. Like, it's that important to absolutely just open her out, Sean, and now close her in, and Tyler, just both feet like never before, that front heel. Yes. Okay, that angle, I think, yeah. That is like expensive, And when you turn away, show the one where you turn away and you bring the passe up and bring it forward right after that. And do it like only you can do it. Up, and now down the front, like right. The little, that's how little we talk, that's the things we talk about. They're that little. We're like, it's like Legos, right, Ziggy? It's like we're talking about Legos. Like, okay, put that Lego over here, and it's this big, but it matters like more than anything. Thank you, John, thank you. Okay, so you are gonna rest a little, because we're gonna do a little bit of serenade. Yes, for Suki.
Okay.
Yes, and then you're gonna rest. Okay, so when Tyler was a student at the school, Suki cast her in serenade, and beautifully cast as the Russian girl, which is the jumping dancer, and she was very young, 15. Like incredible, no? And it's in her body, because how long did you rehearse it for? Months. So Tyler could probably do this when she's my age, because she rehearsed it every day for 6 months with Suki. And it's precise and it's precision, and I'm gonna ask Tyler not to do it all tonight at Studio 5, because she has theme like tomorrow at the New York State Theater. So I'm gonna ask her to show the first thing for our love for Suki, and she's going to do it very lightly, okay? And now we'll talk about Balanchine's Serenade. Now we're in Balanchine's land. What's the year? It's 1934. He's just arrived in America, and he's making a dance for students. This is about the hardest dancing she's about to do that's in the ballet. But the ballet is very windswept and very elementary. It's mostly arabesques. It's arabesque. It's mostly arabesques, and it's a salute also to the beauty of those strings music. Let's just look at this for a moment. Yes, okay. So you can see immediately, go rest for a minute, do whatever you need to do. So you can see immediately that we're in a different ballpark, right? Her first step, da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's just more robust. And it's more difficult in a weird way. You've been looking at adagios. The Sleeping Beauty certainly has hard dancing in it, but this is brisk, it's fast, it's a lot of things that Balanchine was espousing and teaching to the young American dancers that he was beginning to create, because he said there were no dancers here when he got here. So he had to teach them. And I just want to read to you from this one quote, because I think it's so beautiful. He says, and of course Tchaikovsky, this is Balanchine speaking, is always with us. I don't want to talk about it. I'm afraid that I'll be misunderstood. Maybe it's not right to talk about it, but it's true. In everything that I did to Tchaikovsky's music, I sensed his help. It wasn't a real conversation, But when I was working and saw that something was coming of it, I felt that it was Tchaikovsky who had helped me. Or else he would say, don't. Again, that doesn't mean that Tchaikovsky himself really stopped me. But if I saw that a ballet wasn't working, that meant that I should not do it. And that in this, Tchaikovsky wouldn't help me. When I was doing Serenade, Tchaikovsky encouraged me. Almost the whole Serenade is done with his help. I feel that way about Stravinsky, too. When we were preparing the Stravinsky Festival, he was with us. So I think that's like, knowing Mr. Balanchine as certainly Suki and I did, he was spiritual in a way and yet also very practical. It's kind of hard to talk about because he's like, Tchaikovsky helped me. But what he's really talking about is there's something basic in the Tchaikovsky music and in Stravinsky that is Russian, that speaks to him of who he is, who he was, who he is, and it's deep in the music. I've read somewhere that the choice of instruments that Tchaikovsky would use. I'm not a musician, but how he would orchestrate things was deeply involved with sort of Russianness. He would use a lot of strings, a lot of violins, and there's a lot of inherent drama and beauty and soul in that music. And Balanchine was really a rebel. He felt that Tchaikovsky was underappreciated. He felt that his choreography was a way for people to hear that music. He felt like the more he choreographed to Tchaikovsky, 3,000 people a night would hear it. And that meant a lot to him. So, are we going to do Dewdrop now? Are we doing piano concerto? Let's do piano concerto. Okay, let's do piano concerto. Okay. We're going to ask Hannah Kim to join us. Now, this ballet was choreographed in 1941 for Ballet Caravan. Balanchine and Lincoln Kirstein had many tries at building a company, so if you're trying to build something, don't give up. They must have had about 8 or 9 different tries over the years, and just keep going. This ballet was originally done in tutus. In 1973, he changed it on the great American dancer Patricia McBride. He put it into a flowing skirt out of tutus. If you go to American Ballet Theater, you will see them perform it in its original way in the tutus. I never danced it myself in tutus, and today Tyler and I were like, oh God, no, a dress. Patricia McBride was like this free American dancer. She was a technical whiz of the time. She could turn and jump and all of that, much like Tyler, American to her bone. Nothing Eurocentric about Patty. She didn't dance she danced free and open. And Balanchine really capitalized on that. And yet many of the steps are left over from the very technical days. So we're going to look at this difficult cadenza right now. That was great. That was crazy. That's, yeah, no, totally. Yeah, oh my God. Well, that was the master class in musicality, precision, beauty, technique. That was fantastic. Okay, you know where is it, the third one? Diddy-yum. Can you hiccup on that? He told me it's a hiccup. So you finish, you're settled. Boom, I'm done. Boom. Right? It's a surprise. Yeah, no, it's the third clump, I think, of the first group. Yeah. Second, okay. Yeah, it's the second. And when you go to PK, I can't believe I'm saying this to you. Do you have to lift your foot off the ground? Can you? Yeah. We always do this. Okay. Wait. Yeah, the little yum. And it's like she's like a conductor, right? Do a little rum. Now next, okay? Better. Yes, but even more. Can you play it once more? Don't rush her. Yes, that's it. Do it once more. Yeah. Full stop here. Yeah. It should feel inside like, oops, oops, oops. Yes, great. Can you see the difference? So we talk to ourselves. She talked to, when you did this and ran and started the Cubation taste, it was like you were levitating. That was sensational. That's, yeah, it shows. She says that to me all the time. She says, oh yeah, I love that part. And I'm like, yeah, well, it shows. You know, it really does. That's highly, highly evolved dancing. I've never seen it dance that well. Ever. Not even by you. John thought I was talking to him. You're up. Okay. Wow. Thank you, Tyler. That was an honor. It's like a silent movie. Beautiful, Tyler. Good. Sweep her off her feet, Sean. Gorgeous. Thank you, Hannah. Wow. Chun, come on, Chun. Bring her out here. Chun, bring her out. Bravo. That was beautiful, beautiful. That was beautiful. You know what? I loved that so much. It's really like a silent movie, isn't it? The music. You know, I love it so much. Do you know the part before the lift? Where? Yeah. What do you have there? Yeah. I just want to see it again. Will you guys do that? Will you guys do that once more from after that? Yeah. Okay. So let's. Yes. It got. Yeah. It was a little careful because you were trying things.
We had the wrong hand.
Oh well. Let's do it right. So, but it was. You know. Keep the sweep. I mean, one thing we talk about a lot, Tyler and I, is sweep, right? Yeah. We talk about how do you do it right, you know, and do all of what she's doing, but sweep and carry the audience with you, but also keep the dignity of that music. And this was a little too dignified, Chun. I wanted more da-da-da-dee. I want to see you do this with her. I want to see you play with her more, okay? But don't hurt her, okay? So it's a lot of like, do this, but don't do that, okay? You know, like when you're a child. Yes, we're going to go right on diamonds. And it's the same step as diamonds, which he uses later. This is 41, diamonds is 64. It's the same step. And Tyler and I are relatively small, and we never did diamonds. But never say never, okay? Here we go. Cross. Chun, cross. Sweep her. Beautiful, Chun. Better. Pull her to you. Good. Keep going. I want to see this, my favorite part. Now, just don't think. Go for it. Just go. There we go. Just go. Beautiful, Tyler. Now, Chun, everything you've got here, it's like she faints. Go on your half point, Chun. Yes. Like she's a feather, which she is. Yes, good. Good, let's stop there. That was really worth doing again. I didn't know you had the wrong arm. You did? Just a little, yeah. It's so nice. This was better. Yes, we got it. Sean Lavery and I used to call that the vacuum cleaner. Like, da-da-da. I don't know why we thought that was funny, but, you know, whatever. Now, you need to go rest for a minute. Damien, come and talk about a little bit so she can rest. Does she have a place to sit, or you're good? Yeah. That was really, really good, right? Yeah. 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 You know, it's a weird thing watching a dancer grow up into a great dancer, and what is your part in it? When you've been part of it, your part is constantly changing, you know, and I always say to Tyler, you don't need me anymore, and she's like, you do, but it's like the easiest job in the world, right? But it's still, you push, you know, it's interesting, being an elder, you push, you know?
Yeah, I think she's, it's funny listening to you both talk about musicality in particular, because that's where we connected from the beginning. And it was about exploring, actually. There was no right. That's it. It was like, well, wait, hold on. It's not actually being on the music. It's actually not being on time. It's being in time and finding opportunities. And that's where we had code words. We had all kinds of things that we would work on in rehearsal.
Yeah.
The sky opens. What does that mean? It means that there's time. There's so much. It's so much bigger than you, and that's the sense of possibility. That's why you did it again, so we could see that.
Yeah, because she
bigger.
can really. I mean, we've all worked together so intensely in so many different ways, but this repertoire is like no other. I mean.
Yeah, it's got so much intricacy. What was going on there in that cadenza with Hannah was an exercise in sophistication. It was like, how attenuated could it be and not be like, we're doing it. No,
Right.
Something else.
I always say to her, the music is the wind at your back. The music is pushing you. It's making you step. So it's like you can wait too long, and it happens. It's a live art. It's alive. You step and you're too soon, or you step and you're too late. But every once in a while, like this, when you guys just did do 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 do, you know when it's happening, right?
Yeah, you do. And I don't know what's next, but I have a feeling we're going to see you push her to hold longer, or to find some outer limit that we don't know is possible.
Well, it's
And
interesting.
Tchaikovsky, it's in there because it does have soul.
Yes.
And soul is not rigid. Soul
and
is
it
something
has
else.
breadth. You know, it's not like doing agon where I'm going to be saying to my dancers, hold still. What I feel that, like, certainly what Mr. Balanchine gave me, and we're going to do dewdrop. What he gave me in that was just tremendous freedom to just, it was like I was playing the music. I wasn't dancing on it, I was the music. So I was like actually deciding if I did 4 sets or if I did 3 because I held so long. It's really hard to give that to you younger dancer. You're younger, Tyler's younger. Working with dancers who didn't work with Mr. Balanchine, I can't really give them that freedom. You used to say to me, but I can't change the step. And I was like, well, you're not actually changing it. But he could give us that permission. We can't really make you feel it as dancers, but I try. Does that make sense?
You do.
Yeah, I try by pushing her. Okay, shall we do
Dexter?
dewdrop? Yes. Thank you, Damien. Thanks. Wow. Beautiful. Really beautiful. You didn't used to like that one. Tyler said to me today, I didn't used to like the first entrance. Yeah.
And just like dancing it right then, it's so much Swan Lake.
It's so much Swan Lake. You
Yeah.
come in and you do Swan Lake.
And then I get to that Susu that's just like the pot of it.
Yeah. So yeah, so these are sister ballets, right? And when we can play on the, good, can you, okay, so this is beautiful, but then I feel like you accentuate like crossing with your upper body. I'm a little lighter, I'm a little more like, and I go over here and kick over there at Roman, and then go over there and kick. A little more, a little less, can you do that step?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so what have you just done, honey? You've done, that was unbelievable, by the way. So, yeah. Maybe I can't stand there, but it maybe even just open. Maybe don't like throw flowers. Maybe just open, simple. Maybe you're just asleep and you just open. Good. Nothing much. And just little. And then gain a little momentum. And now, how high is that passe? Yeah! Yes? Yes. How high? How high? High. Higher. Oh, yes, that. Okay? It doesn't go away because your teacher is here. But if you have to go away to get it higher, go away. Okay? Shh. Yeah? Okay. Once more. Really calm. And then you wow them with a passe. Like, who can wow them with a passe? We can. Here we go. Wow. Good. This is beautiful and clean. Now, not too much. Yes, higher leg. Silky here. Yes. Gorgeous. Beautiful. That step is, yeah. And when you think about the silkiness of the first one, the extreme of the second, and then the third really show, no? Yeah, just do those three once more. Just do it without music. Just do, think of this as just nothing happens, and then this happens, and then that whirligig happens. You could play, Michael, you know where she's going? How about the développés? I was wrong. You should do your thing on the développés. Here we go, silk. Yes. Gorgeous. See, I like when you can see it. 1, 2, 3. No? Isn't it better? Yeah? Okay, good. All right. Okay, this is my favorite entrance. The second one. Yeah, give her a little rest, Michael. Yeah, you're going to come here. Okay. Easy does it on this. This is easy. This one is easy. That's why it was my favorite. It's the easy one. Here we go. And feels like Christmas in October. Yes, stay forever. Beautiful, Tyler. Now stay. Yes. Fantastic. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. Can you stay longer in the arabesques? Yeah. So this was unbelievable. But I feel like you're going down to go up. I'd really Stanley it. I'd really step across and then do this. Move my heel forward. Try that. Do you have the little da-da-da-da-da? Little before that. Use your foot to stay. Yes. And then hang out up there. Yes. That's better. Good. That's good. Stop. That's better, right? So we just use it's a trick, right? It's beautiful. It's really clear then. Do it last time, okay? Really stay now. Yes. This is an afterthought. Almost. Good. Stop. You're dancing too much. That was great. The first one was great. You can feel when. That's all. That's all. We hope for one. If we get two, it's a payday. Thank you. So that was Christmas in September. So we're really looking at the most technically challenging ballets and small sections of them. And I have tremendous admiration and respect obviously for Tyler's technical prowess, but also her willingness to go there, to try stuff. A lot of people are like, well, it's in my body and that's how I do it. And she's always like, I know maybe I can get more. She's always going further. And I think that's what makes a really great dancer greater, It's not just the risks you take, it's like the way you can use your mind to make stuff happen. We go on stage and we have 2 legs and 2 feet and 2 arms and a head, and like we can do some things, we can turn, we can jump, but to break your heart is another whole thing, and the theatrics of it are in our physicality and our musicality. It's not like a separate thing, like some people are blessed with very, very beautiful women in dance, and they don't have to do very much, maybe, but they have an allure and a charisma, and that does happen. But primarily, what we're trying to do is tell a story that doesn't have a story. There's no story to the Dewdrop. She's not even a fairy. Her name is Dewdrop. It's not like she's the Dewdrop fairy. She's just Dewdrop. And so it's like, what is Dewdrop? And to me, she relates very much to those of you that are familiar with Sleeping Beauty. She seems like this one, the bluebird. She's a little da-da-dee, da-da-da-da-da. I always felt a little like da-da-da-da-da. I always felt like I was like the bluebird in that. And so we saw her run in and sink to her knee just like Swan Lake. But it's not like, giving away a secret like, oh, he used that, he ran out of ideas. He's plowing the same field. He's mining the sisterhood of movement and music that exists in his Tchaikovsky repertoire. And it is a very different palette than he uses with Webern or with Prokofiev, or certainly it's a completely different palette than he uses with Stravinsky. I mean, it's like we're in a completely different library, the Stravinsky ballets that you see. So, I mean, what makes Balanchine so intriguing is he had so many aspects to the work, and they're so true to the musical story, but they're also amusing in ways. I mean, everybody has a Waltz of the Flowers in their Nutcracker, but who has a Dewdrop? Nobody except him. I love the stuff so much, but he fell in love with Tchaikovsky when he was a child in The Sleeping Beauty. He writes about it, and he says, I was 8 years old, and I was sitting there, I was at the edge of my seat listening to that music and watching those dances. So he spent, the next 70 or 80 years of his life doing that, So, are you rested? That was a break. This is really hard, what she's doing. And it's about to get a lot harder. because Roman Mejia will make his debut in Balanchine's Theme and Variations on Wednesday. Yep. Okay, so that makes mere mortals who have done Theme and Variations, like me and Damien, and maybe, I don't know, Brooks, have you done it? Not yet. Oh, it makes you shake. It's the scariest, biggest. It's like playing the Rachmaninoff 3, or it's really a test of what you're made of, technically. And it's scary, but it's also really exciting and fun. But he starts the ballet with tendus. And the lead couple stands in 5th position and leads this little merry band of technical whizzes through their paces. Roman, Tyler, will you show us the tendu, the opening of Theme and Variations, 1947, choreographed for American Ballet Theater on Alicia Alonso, the great technician, and Igor Yuskevich, great technician of his time. And American Ballet Theater will be performing it as well this season, as well as New York City Ballet. So both companies are doing it, and they do it very stylistically different, and I think it's just fascinating. So here are my favorites, and this is a preview of a major debut, guys. Here we go, and... Good, thank you. You know what I didn't say? I told you, oh, it's terrifying and it's hard, and we're all so scared, and I didn't tell you it's Tyler's favorite ballet. She's not scared of it. That's funny, it's her favorite. So that makes me laugh because I found it at my time really challenging. But she loves it. Shall we try your second solo? Do you want to do it, all of it, or do you want to do part of it? Okay, all right, here we go. That was amazing. This was beautiful tonight. That was beautiful. You do. It's almost like the music, you become carried by the music. That step, yeah. And it's amazing because we see you grow. We see you do it bigger and bigger. It's incredible. It's incredible. And then straight across like that, oh my God. And that last turn, I mean, that makes most of us weep. No, really, beautiful, Tyler, exquisite. That is just phenomenal. Yeah. Just beautiful. This is not a problem.
Yeah, we worked.
We worked, yeah. She wrote me last week and she said, I can't do this step anymore. And I was like, what? What step? And she told me and I said, what did I say? What was the work?
Well, it's very similar to why I didn't used to like the first entrance in Dewdrop. And those walks, I used to
So we go up in the air?
Yeah, and you just told me to lift up and be lighter, and then it was like, oh yeah, I don't need to bang it out, and do it correct. But as soon as I made my legs like longer, it makes more space, and then there's so much more music. It's not fast anymore. It's like I almost have too much time.
I could feel you I could feel you sort of thinking on that, like, well, this is easy.
Yeah.
That was just fitting, right? It was just fitting. No, it's amazing. Well, that's not really hard work to say be lighter. So I'm going to take the praise, but maybe I'll just get a T-shirt that says go lighter or something and just tell myself how fabulous I am. It's an amazing capacity to show that rhythm, and then that smoothness, and then the building. Also, one thing that always helps a dancer is having a good arabesque, and you have a beautiful arabesque. But a good arabesque is also one that's very easy, and some dancers have really, and yours is, no, it hasn't been that easy, but your chaînés. Okay, so another thing that's like a real gift for a dancer is to be able to chaîné. Do you guys want to see what a chaîné is? I would show you, but I can't anymore. Can you just show normal person chaînés? No, just like a normal humanoid, not like yourself. Like it's going around like that, right? And you turn and you chaîné. And you go, and most solos end, many solos end. Tyler is preternaturally able to chaîné and accelerate. And it's something that I'm sure all of you who know her work well are used to seeing, but it's kind of crazy, so why don't we look at it for 1 second? Can you play the end of that solo and then show us, you don't have to do, I don't want you to dance anymore at all. I just want you to do the chaînés. So, because that's not hard for you at all, is it? It's free. Okay. Can you play from where she goes across pas de chat? Let's just mark that. This is the step she likes. Beautiful. Once more. Try with a pointed foot. The end. Okay? Yeah. Same thing. Thank you, Michael. If you miss it, it doesn't matter. Just try. Lighter. Show the difference. Cross it. First do it right. Okay, now put it down. This is one ending and this is another. Just do the turn into the thing. And whack. Like that last note. Whack. Go. Yes. Look at that. I mean, it's really different.
I'll try it complete tomorrow for you.
Okay, good. Try. And if you don't do it, doesn't matter. Because the intention, when you take off like that, it looks completely different.
Yeah.
You took off different. Didn't she take off different? Yeah. Brooks is like, yes, she did. You took off different.
I think it forces you to
turn out. Yeah, you step on the second, this leg goes out, you step, I call that stepping again, right? So you're shinning along and then you step again, but you step on it turned out.
So that's actually my least favorite turn.
Step ups. Yeah, but the chenets are amazing. The acceleration is crazy when you start going. And also, we're just going to show them because you're not going to dance much more. But you don't, you see her. And the reason you see her is she's looking at you. And this is something that Mr. Balanchine tried to change, which is most people turn. Yeah. Can you show them how most people turn? I don't even think you can do it. Yeah, they're facing over here, right? So the reason Tyler's turn, part of the reason, well, they're immaculate, but also is that she's looking at the audience. Yeah. It's really, really different. And it's really, really hard. But that's how she dances. So, and that's how Suki taught us. And then when Suki's not around, we try to look in the corner. That was beautiful. Okay, well, we're coming to the end here. And I just want to say that it was a pleasure for me to watch Tyler grow, not grow up, but grow in the work. And it's funny because I always say to her, you don't need me, and then we start talking and we push each other, actually. She pushes me to think harder. And it's really been an honor for both Damien and I to get to share your career with you. And we plan on, being there as long as humanly possible, rooting you on and cheering you on, and just being like Suki is so proud of you. We're all so proud of you. And these wonderful young men. Okay, so we're going to see now a little piece of the end of Tchaikovsky Padada, and you guys got a feast. So know how much love for these ballets have gone into showing you this by Tyler. So, okay. Are you ready? You're going to come on, Dada, right? We're going to start there. Okay. Michael, take it on home. Oh, John. Gorgeous. Watch that leg, lift it. Good, Sean. Yes. Yay, Sean. Beautiful. That was amazing. You guys, I don't know how you did that. Thank you. Thank you, Tyler. You okay? Yeah? Good. Go forward. Go you. Bravo! Bravo. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for joining us. Tyler, amazing. Hannah Kim. Michael Scales. Wow, what a pleasure. Thank you all for coming.